Welcome to AJ Akshar Academy YouTube channel. In this session, I am going to discuss thermal properties of matter. In this, heat transfer. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Please share your valuable comments in the comment section. Okay, let us go to the today's session. First one, transfer of heat. Heat is transferred from higher temperature to lower temperature region by three different processes. So here heat is always transferred from high temperature to low temperature. Okay. These are the three different process methods of transfer of thermal energy: radiation, conduction, convection. This is radiation. Here in this radiation, no medium is required. In solids, conduction takes place. In liquids, convection takes place. So, these are the three different processes. One is radiation, conduction, convection, or you can call it as conduction, convection, radiation. Okay. Heat transfer, conduction, convection, radiation. Conduction, convection, radiation. See, this is the process here: convection, conduction, radiation. Radiation means without any medium, heat is transferring from one place to another place. Here conduction takes place in the solids, convection liquids. Okay, now I'll discuss in detail. First one, conduction. The process of transmission of heat energy from one place to another without movement of particles of medium is called conduction. Here without movement of the particles of the medium is called conduction. Here the process of transmission of heat is heat energy from one place to another. Heat is transferring from one place to another without movement of the particles of the medium is called conduction. In this process, heat transfer takes place by molecular vibrations. So here cooking by conduction. When a pot is placed on a hot stove, the handle will become hot due to conduction. So here heat is transferring from one place to another place. Coefficient of thermal conductivity. In the steady state, the temperature at any point of a slab or rod does not change as time passes. So, but along the slab or rod from high temperature end to low temperature end, temperature decreases from point to point. Here temperature is decreasing. Along the slab or rod, high temperature end to low temperature end, temperature decreases from point to point. See here, this is a rod, hot and cold. Heat is transferring from high temperature to low temperature. This is the rod width. Here we are taking T. Temperature, hot temperature theta 1 and cold temperature theta 2. The change in temperature with distance is called temperature gradient. So temperature gradient nothing but the change in the temperature with distance. Temperature gradient is equals to theta 1 minus theta 2 by G. So here where theta 1 and theta 2 are the temperatures of hot and cold ends. For hot end theta 1, for cold end theta 2. So SI unit is Kelvin meter inverse, or we can write it as Kelvin per meter. Its dimension formula is L to the power of minus 1 K. Heat flowing through each element of the slab is same in the steady state. So in the steady state, the rate of conduction of heat depends on area of cross section, temperature gradient, that is theta 1 minus theta 2 by d, and here directly proportional to area, that is area and theta 1 minus theta 2 by d. So or you can remove the proportionality, you have to put a constant. So P is equals to Ka into theta 1 minus theta 2 by d, where K is the coefficient of thermal conductivity of the material. Here K is thermal conductivity, coefficient of thermal conductivity. P is equals to delta Q by delta T. So that is equals to Ka into theta 1 minus theta 2 by d. So this can be written as K is equals to delta Q by delta T, that is equals to 1 by A of d by theta 1 minus theta 2. Next, SI unit of thermal conductivity is watt meter inverse Kelvin inverse, or watt per meter Kelvin. Dimensional formula of K is ml T power minus 3 K power minus 1. Here K depends on the nature of the material of the slab. So in general, solids are better conductors than liquids and gases. So for metals, K is equals to infinity. For insulators, K is equals to 0. Copper is used at the bottom of cooking utensils because it is a good conductor of heat. Here we are using copper at the bottom of the cooking utensils. Why? Because copper is a good conductor of heat. So their hands are wooden because wood is a bad conductor of heat. Wood is a bad conductor of heat, that's why we are using for copper bottom bowls handles. Handles are made up of wood, but copper is a bottom or the cooking utensils. Why? Because copper is a good conductor and wood is a bad conductor of heat. To avoid such burns, we are using wooden handles. Now let us discuss MCQs. First one. SI unit of temperature gradient is meter Kelvin inverse, Kelvin meter inverse, Kelvin meter and Kelvin meter square. So temperature gradient SI unit is Kelvin meter inverse. Next, second one, amount of heat conducted through a metal rod is directly proportional to area of cross section, temperature gradient, time of flow of heat, all the above. So here answer is all the above. So amount of heat conducted through a metal rod is directly proportional to area of cross section, temperature gradient, time of flow of heat. Next, coefficient of thermal conductivity depends upon the nature of material of the body, is independent of dimensions of the body. Both 1 and 2 depends on temperature gradient. Here this coefficient of thermal conductivity is both 1 and 2. It depends upon the nature of the material of the body and is independent of dimensions of the body. Okay, third option is correct. Now we will discuss heat flow through slab in series. Now we will discuss application of coefficient of thermal conductivity. So a metal rod is kept at one end in a steam chamber and the other end is in ice at 0 degree centigrade in steady state. So the remaining sides are well insulated. The mass of ice that melts in time t is m. So then Q is equals to ml and theta 1 is equals to 100 degree centigrade and theta 2 is equals to 0 degree centigrade. So substituting in Q by T is equals to Ka into theta 1 minus theta 2 by D. So Here q nothing but ml, so ml by t is equals to Ka of 100 minus 0. Here theta 1 100 and theta 2 0, substituting q theta 1 theta 2 in this. So then we get ml by t, that is equals to Ka of 100 minus 0 by d. So where L is the latent heat of fusion of ice. So that latent heat of fusion of ice is equals to 80 calorie per gram. Now examples for conduction. Silver is the best conductor of heat. An iron chair and a wooden chair are placed in open space during a winter night. So when we touch it, we feel then that the iron chair is colder than the wooden chair because the conductivity of iron is greater than wood. Here we are discussing the one example. We are taking two chairs. One is made up of iron and the other one is made up of wooden chair. So an iron chair and a wooden chair are placed in open space during a winter night. Here we are placing these two chairs in a winter night in an open space. So what will happen? When we touch it, will feel that the iron chair is colder than the wooden chair. Iron chair is colder than wooden chair because the conductivity of iron is greater than the wooden. Okay. Next, copper is used at the bottom of cooking utensils because it is a good conductor of heat. Copper is a good conductor of heat. So their handles are made of wood because wood is a bad conductor of heat. Here copper is a good conductor of heat, that's why we are using bottom of the utensils. Here handles are made up of wood. Why? Because wood is a bad conductor of heat. Rate of flow of heat into a room is lesser by replacing a single glass pane window with a double glass pane window. Because the air layer present between the two panes has very low thermal conductivity when compared with the single glass. Here rate of flow of heat into a room is lesser by placing a single glass pane window with a double glass paned window because the air layer present between the two pans has very low thermal conductivity when compared with the single glass. So that's why we are using a double glass paned window. Okay. Now we'll discuss heat flow through slabs in series. So here taking two slabs of thickness, one is D1 and the other slab is thickness is D2. Here two slabs of thickness D1 and D2 and their thermal conductivities are K1 and K2 are kept in contact. Theta 1 and theta 2 are the temperatures of outer surface of the two slabs and theta be the temperature of interface. Here this is the theta 1 for hot and for cold theta 2. These two temperatures of the outer surfaces. And interface, this is the theta. Theta be the temperature of interface. In the steady state, the amount of heat conducted per unit time will be same. So hence for the slab 1 heat conducted in time t is Q is equals to K1A theta 1 minus theta into T by D1. Consider this as equation number 1. Or this can be written as theta 1 minus theta, that is equals to taking cross multiplication Q into D1, Q D1 by K1A into T. Consider this as equation number 2. So for slab 2 heat conducted in time T is Q is equals to K2A theta minus theta 2 into T by D2. This is equation number 3. Or theta minus theta 2 is equals to Q D2, taking cross multiplication Q into D2, Q D2 by K2A into T. Consider this as equation number 4. Adding 2 and 4 equations, then we will get theta 1 minus theta 2 is equals to Q by AT into D1 by K1 plus D2 by K2. Therefore, Q is equals to taking cross multiplication AT into theta 1 minus theta 2 by d by k1 plus d2, d1 by k1 plus d2 by k2, where n slabs of thicknesses d1, d2, d3 and so on dn, then thermal conductivity is K1, K2, K3 and so on Kn are kept in contact. Heat conducted in the steady state is, therefore sigma is equals to, where thickness is up to n and conductivities are up to K1, K2 and so on Kn, then Q is equals to At into theta 1 minus theta 2 by sigma Dn by Kn. Now we will discuss junction temperature. The temperature of the junction can be found from equations 1 and 3. So Q is same through slabs 1 and 2 in the steady state. So K1 A theta 1 minus theta into T by D1, that is equals to K2 A theta minus theta 2 into T by D2. So here T gets cancels, then K1 into theta 1, here A also gets cancels. The remaining equation is K1 into theta 1 minus theta by D1, that is equals to K2 into theta minus theta 2 by D2. So here K1 D2 theta 1 minus K1 D2 theta is equals to K2 D1 theta minus K2 D1 theta 2, multiplying both sides. Here the temperature of the interface is equals to, here theta is equals to K2 D2 theta 1 minus, going this side become plus, that is K2 D2 theta 2 by K2 D1, here theta and here taking theta as a common, the remaining is K2 D1 minus going this side plus, so K1 D2 plus K2 D1. If D1 is equals to D2, then theta is equals to K1 theta 1 plus K2 theta 2 by K1 plus K2. This is the junction temperature. Heat flows through slabs in parallel. Let us discuss. Here we are taking in slabs of equal thicknesses D, having areas of cross section A1, A2, A3 and so on AN. So thermal conductivity is K1, K2, K3 and so on Kn are connected in parallel between the temperature zones theta 1 and theta 2. Next, in the steady state, heat conducted through slab 1 in time t is Q1 is equals to K1 A1 into theta 1 minus theta 2 into T by D. Heat conducted through slab 2 in the same time T is Q2 is equals to K2 A2 into theta 1 minus theta 2 into T by D. The total heat conducted through n slabs in time T is, that is Q is equals to Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3 and so on Qn. So Q is equals to K1A1 plus K2A2 plus K3A3 and so on Kn An of theta 1 minus theta 2 into T by D. So this can be written as Q is equal to sigma Kn An of theta 1 minus theta 2 into T by D. Now I'll discuss MCQs. Dash is the best conductor of heat: iron, copper, gold, silver. See, your best conductor of heat is silver. Silver is the best conductor of heat. Next, dash is used at the bottom of cooking vessels because it is a good conductor of heat: iron, copper, gold, silver. Copper is used at the bottom of the cooking vessels because it is a good conductor of heat. So copper is the correct answer. Dash is a bad conductor of heat: iron, copper, gold, wood. Wood is a bad conductor of heat. Okay. Next, thermal resistance of a conductor. Let us discuss thermal resistance of a conductor. Thermal resistance R of a conductor of length D, cross section area A and conductivity K is given by D by Ka. So SI unit is here Kelvin, watt inverse, and dimension formula is m minus 1 L to the power of minus 2 T cube K. Its dimension formula is m to the power of minus 1 L to the power of minus 2 T cube and K. The heat current Q by T is taken as I, so that I is equals to theta 1 minus theta 2 by R. Therefore, Q by T is equals to Ka of theta 1 minus theta 2 by D. Here the temperature difference is identical to potential difference V of a conductor, and the above relation is identical to the electric current. So I is equals to V by R. When a number of slabs are placed in series, the equivalent thermal resistance is R is equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on. So here D1 plus D2 plus D3 and so on, Dn by Ka is equals to D1 by K1A plus D2 by K2A plus D3 by K3A plus and so on, Dn by Kna. So this can be written as D1 plus D2 plus D3 and so on, Dn by K is equals to, here A gets cancels both sides, then it becomes D1 by K1 plus D2 by K2 plus D3 by K3 and so on, Dn by Kn, where K is the equivalent thermal conductivity of series combination. Now let us discuss note for two slabs D1 plus D2 by K, that is equals to D1 by K1 plus D2 by K2. From this can be written as K is equals to K1 K2 of D1 plus D2 by D1 K2 plus D2 K1. If T1 is equals to D2, K is equals to 2 K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. Here, if the temperature of the faces of the slabs is as shown in the figure, here we are taking the rods and they are connected in parallel and their thickness is D. Then the temperature difference between the outer faces of the first and last slab is delta theta is equals to Q by T of R1 plus R2 plus R3 and so on, or N. So if the N slabs are parallel, then the equivalent thermal resistance is given by 1 by R is equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 plus and so on 1 by Rn. So this can be written as K1, K of A1 plus A2 plus A3 and so on An by D, that is equals to K1 A1 by D plus K2 A2 by D plus K3 A3 by D plus and so on Kn An by D. So finally K is equals to K1 A1 plus K2 A2 plus K3 A3 plus and so on Kn An by A1 plus A2 plus A3 and so on An. If two slabs are such that A1 is equals to A2, so K is equals to K1 A1 plus K2 A2 by A1 plus A2. So from this K is equals to K1 plus K2 by 2, where K is the equivalent thermal conductivity in parallel combination. Now let us discuss MCQs. The dimension formula for thermal resistance is mLT to the power of minus 1 K and m to the power of minus 1 L square T power minus 1 K and m to the power of minus 1 L to the power of minus 2 and T cube K m to the power of minus 1 L T to the power of minus 1 K. This dimension formula of thermal resistance is m to the power of minus 1 L to the power of minus 2 T cube K. Okay. Next, SI unit for thermal resistance is K Kelvin inverse, Kelvin inverse watt and Kelvin watt inverse. SI unit of thermal resistance is Kelvin watt inverse. Okay. Thanks for watching this video.